Well, hello, I'm Honshin, and I'm going to introduce to you this painting that we have here, part of the Brother Raven series. It's called the Corvus Council, holding a requiem of the ancient ancestral hearts. And this is a painting that is showing us how Brother Raven, in this case, two Brother Ravens, are explaining to us about their song for this painting and the story that it tells about the ancestral hearts and how those hearts are connected to our hearts, just like they're connected to the hearts of our Corvus brothers here. So the Corvus brothers are singing. They're singing out about everything that you see in this painting and everything that they're a part of in this painting. And they're singing the song that tells us about the journey of all of us take on this life that they know so well. And they're explaining it in relationship to the ancient people's story of what is written in the rocks that they're standing upon, and where these ancient fetish symbols are located as part of a shrine. So they're here at this shrine of the ancestral spirits, and they're singing a requiem for all the deities that live on in the rocks, in the trees, in the moon, in the sky, and in the ravens themselves, and in all of us. So here, the deer, which has this beautiful lightning pattern on him, and an arrow which signifies pointing the proper direction for the journey. And the deer is typically the guide of the journey. And because the deer has this peaceful energy and knows the direction and takes us on the journey in a peaceful way. And so here, the next little fetish that is in part of this story is the bear, the medicine bear. And the medicine bear is the deity, the kami, the spirit that brings the medicine for us to have on our journey, so that we are safe through the journey. And here, the medicine that he's bringing here is the energy of the heart of sky, which is represented by the turquoise. And then the spiny oyster shell, the red shell that comes from the ocean, represents the blood, the sacred blood that holds the spirit. And where the medicine takes its action is in the blood. Then the white shell here represents the great Mother Ocean, where all the medicine and we also came from. And then another little piece of heart of sky here. And the bear, once again, the medicine bear provides all the medicine that we need during our journey from birth to death and all the journeys in between. So, and now finally we come over here to the brother frog here, or the sister frog, brother-sister frog, truly a transgender being, actually. And so the frog here represents the transformations of the journey and how the frog will help us understanding and moving through the transformations of our journey with help from the peace of the deer, so that we have a peaceful transformation, a flowing one rather than a shocking or a disturbing one. And with the frog here, on the frog is the sign, the Hopi sign, symbol, petroglyph for the rain. And here it's balanced. There's one on him, which is the blue one for the water and the rain, and here a red one for the rain of fire. And you say, well, no, it's just a hot rain. It's really not on fire. Anyway, the two kinds of rain that happen during the year, during the summer and during the winter. And then in the rest of the painting here, the ravens are letting us know that the tree represents our own nervous system and the nervous systems of all life, in that it represents the ganglion and the neuronic trees that form our senses and our capacity to imagine and think and be creative. It's all there in our brain in this pattern, and it is reaching up here to the moon, and the moon is representing the meditative state, the symbol of meditation. So when our minds are tuned in to meditation, we then have this circle around the moon, which represents the eternity, and it also represents the completion of the circle of our own being and the union of it with the oneness of the universe. And this is sort of a symbol of enlightenment, because when you have this incredible, overpowering feeling of oneness and your whole being becomes one with the universe, this is what I call enlightenment. And so at that point, you become aware of what all these patterns are here. They go through the tree, through the sky, through the moon, through the stones, through everything in the painting. There's an invisible oneness energy that connects us all, the morphogenic fields that resonate with each other to create our world and the symphony of our world with all the vibrations and songs of all of nature. And oh yes, we forgot to go in, but we're going to go in here a little further, and we're going to find the crane here, which represents the ascending journey of the spirit. And it's carved into the stone, and the sun is here next to it. It represents the understanding that all life and our life and all of nature's life comes from the sun. And over here is one of the kachinas, and this kachina is signaling that he is helping guide us on our migration path through the stars and through the cosmos, not just through our life on Earth. And here is another migration path glyph, and here is the seasonal glyph, which demarks the seasons. And next to it is Tlaquepaque, who represents the force that awakens one to go on the journey, and as well as fertility and all songs and music as they come out of the heart of nature into us and through us. And here's a two-horned kachina, which represents the knowledge of worlds and creations that have gone by and are now being told in the story, in the song of the Requiem of the Mother Ravens. And then finally, in the landscape is this line of stones that have been laid out by the ancient ones who created this shrine. And at the head here is the serpent. And of course, the serpent is the one that brings in all transformation. And in cosmology, he also eats his tail and represents the idea of enlightenment and symbology again. And on the head of the serpent is the serpent inside the serpent, which is like the Kundalini energy that rises up and comes out through the ability to have spiritual vision and to see all the energies here that are in part of the painting open up when our Kundalini opens up and our eyes open up to the spiritual vision, which we, at that point, work the rest of our lives harmonizing, going on the journey, our own cosmic journey, along with all of nature and all the beings that live in nature and the spirits. So we're going to finish with the poem, which was written for this painting, and it's called the same as the title, the Corvus Council Holding a Requiem of the Ancestral Hearts. Brother Raven singing the song, sharing the medicine, sharing the transformation, sharing the path of renewal and rebirth, sharing the guidance and the path, sharing the protection of the guardians of the heart, sharing the sacred symbols written in the landscape of nature's heart, all the treasures of Brother Raven revealed in the luminous light of a moon of meditation, embraced by the winds of the ancient ones as they move in the invisible realms of time and space eternally, singing their song, giving their message of the oneness of nature's heart.